Hi there. Thank you for tuning in. I'm so excited. It's October 2019. The year is almost over, and I'm here to talk to you about receiving 2019 with a whole new perspective on life, a way to sustain and renew a sense of joy, of happiness, of well-being, and hope, so needed during these tumultuous times. Now, before we start our topic, I'd like to share with you some music that I would love to listen to just a few seconds to get in my vibe and so that you can get to know me a little better. Here it is. Those of you that have been in my workshops know that I love music, all types of music. I love the arts. I love color and texture. I love the wind and the rain and the ocean and rivers and just nature in general. I love people, and I love the people that I serve with dedication in my heart and compassion. And I hope that you and I can someday meet through one of my workshops or one of my other services, and we can talk more about that some other time. But for today, let's get with our topic. I hope you enjoyed, like I do, this piece of Latin jazz as much as I do. Yes, we have to end it. Hi there. My name is Evelyn Cosme from the International Institute for the Development of Women and Cosme International Consulting. As I mentioned earlier, I wanted to discuss with you things that we can do, strategies that are important for us to work on at this time of the year. October's the perfect time. The weather's changing, and people take a different kind of like mood with things in general when the weather changes. So let's take this time to do something new. It might be for you, it may not be, but for those of you that haven't done something like this, now that it's October, it's great to start a practice that I am going to discuss with you. First of all, the last 3 years, for some people too, for some people this last year, has been very, very difficult and intense. The circumstances are critical just all over the world. So many things going on, from famine to genocide to natural disasters that have occurred, child abuse, sexual abuse, secrets coming out all over the place. Things that we would have never imagined, or things we imagined but we overlooked because we felt it didn't impact us. But you see, these things are impacting us spiritually, because truly we are all one. And I know for some people this may be hard to swallow because of the differences in race, in gender, in cultures, and socioeconomic status, and so many more things we can come up with to create division and distance between each other. But you see, when, for instance, a natural disaster occurs, like it did in Puerto Rico, like it did in Japan, like it did in Italy, it did in Mexico, Hawaii with the volcano, and so many more things that have happened, collectively we have been impacted, and we have been saddened by that, and our hearts go out to these people. We even pray for people we don't know, or at least send positive thoughts and words to people who have suffered through these different types of disasters. Then we have war. We have people in positions of great honor and privilege who are abusing their power, who are abusing the people, who are leading through a lack of compassion, who are leading out of greed, who are leading out of profit, who are leading out of favoritism. And this is happening around the whole world. Different countries are going through this sort of thing. It's a collective occurrence. And if you participate in any of my workshops, you'll learn more of all the reasons behind that, because it is important to be well informed at this time, because these changes are going to impact us, not just now and these past 3 years, the things that have occurred. Maybe you've lost your job and your income has changed drastically. You lost your health, or a loved one has, and that's impacted your finances or your ability to go out to work because you have become a caregiver. Maybe your children are being difficult because all the food has so many artificial ingredients, causing so many changes in behavior, creating illnesses and diseases, again, because of greed, because of profit, and favoritism with certain groups. And because these things are happening, though, I do want to say, and we can discuss even further, but this is a short presentation, the importance of understanding our role in everything that happens in the world, in our nation, in our communities, in our homes, the decisions we make. There's 4 things, and I've put them into 4 categories, really. 4 things that are really essential that we be on the lookout from now on. 1, the things you've said you shouldn't have. Number 2, the things you did you shouldn't have. Number 3, the things you didn't say that you could have. And the things you didn't do when you could have. You see, it's these 4 things that bring about, that create, that generate, that germinate the sense of guilt, the sense of shame, unforgiveness, whether it's with yourself or towards others, or that others are unforgiving because of what you said and did that you shouldn't have, or what you didn't say or you didn't do when you should have. And you see, throughout our lifetimes, we are continuously dealing with these 4 elements, and not until we take responsibility for them, whether it be at a global level, collectively, whether it be nationally, collectively, individually, whether it's at home with your family, even with yourself. Because you see, the connection you have with yourself is really important, and how you value yourself, how you look at yourself, how you feel about yourself, your thoughts, your words, your actions, your emotions, your intentions. move you to act, move you to express yourself, whether it be with verbally or non-verbally, and at different levels of emotion that can come out with kindness, compassion, hostility, anger, all of that. We're made of all of that. So, understanding what I did, what I said that I shouldn't have, what I didn't do, and what I didn't say that I could have. Could have been in the distant past, could have been just yesterday, just a few minutes before you heard this, that you said something you shouldn't have, you did something you shouldn't have. And taking responsibility for these things help us become more aware of who we are. You see, being a leader, and because I talk a lot about leadership, it's not just leadership about being a leader over a group of people or a country. It's leading your own life. And in order to lead your life effectively, and that you can sustain and renew a sense of joy, of happiness. We're not constantly happy. We're not constantly joyful. Things aren't hunky-dory all the time, you know? And that's a reality. But if we learn how to renew it, if we learn how to sustain it, and when it comes down to that level where I'm getting low on joy, I'm getting low on happiness, I'm getting low on self-love, on self-acceptance, then you have to learn ways to renew that, to bring it up a notch, a few notches if you can, and keep it going again until something happens, because stuff happens. Stuff does happen, and we have to learn to roll with it. We have to learn to flow with it. So, here's what we're going to do. We are going to begin a practice. 1, understanding what you said and you did that you shouldn't have, because that's bogging you down somewhere deep inside. It's bogging you down. It's keeping you from moving forward in some way, some shape, some manner. It's back there, and it's in here. And it's the thing that doesn't let you sleep at night. It's the thing that keeps knocking and knocking at your door in your head. And you keep ruminating, you keep thinking over and over and over about it. And it doesn't seem to stop. No matter what you do, what you engage in, you smoke, you drink, you get married, you go out to a party, it comes back. Crawls back. Somehow, some way. Gets in. Very sneaky. Why? Because you haven't addressed it. Perhaps you haven't acknowledged it. You haven't identified it. Put your finger on it. So you start with that. You can write it down. I think writing down and journaling is a wonderful way. You can create a video about it. What are the things I said and did I shouldn't have, and what are the things I haven't said and done when I could have? And it affected a relationship. It affected my workplace. It affected my place of worship. It affected my community. It affected my country. You see, these things do affect us all. It affects the people in your immediate circle, and it affects people in your community. And now we're seeing how it has affected our country, our nation, and how it has affected our world. Speaking up at the right time. And I'm not talking about violence or aggression, hostility. I'm talking about speaking your truth, about pointing out what's wrong and having a solution to deal with what's wrong, not just criticizing, but coming up with solutions. And I admire so many people that do that well. People that have come up with marvelous solutions. For the homeless, there's a woman that hires the homeless, and they create jackets that can also become sleeping bags for the homeless. What an idea. And yes, we can vent about things. It's okay to vent about things that are occurring, but we don't do anything harping on things over and over and over again. The only way we can help transform what's going on in our own lives and the world around us is by being active, available, and present, and contributing to the solutions, not increasing the problems, as some people sadly do. So the next thing to do is you get out a piece of paper and you write all the wonderful things about you. And if you don't have a clue, that's okay. Ask a friend, ask a family member that you know loves you, of course, that will be honest, and ask them, what do you like about me? What stands out about me? And write those things down, because you're going to need that list in times of trouble. You really are. And it will help you to remember those good things about you, amazing things about you. And then get another piece of paper out. And that piece of paper, you're going to write your what I did and said I shouldn't have, and what I didn't do and didn't say when I could have. That one you can burn, you can tear it up after you've read it, but you do have to face that reality. And if it's too painful to do alone, do it with some clergyman at your church, a pastor, a priest, go to someone you trust, someone that has experience, a therapist, a coach. I'm available if you feel you can connect, and we can work together on that. Because sometimes it's not easy going deep down inside. Going deep down, dark inside. That's scary. I've done that. That's why I'm talking to you about all of this. My professional background, my personal experiences of pain, of loss, of trauma, of crisis, helping people in transition. That's why I'm talking to you about this, because I know the holidays are coming around, and these are hard times for a lot of people, financially, feeling lonely. Even if you're surrounded by people, some people feel lonely. I've been through that. I know what that's like. So finish these 2 pages up when you can, alone. And then I want you to either go to the mirror or just sit in silence. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to, and I'm looking for the material, I'm sorry, that I'm going to share with you. I brought up the music again. Hey.
I earned my bachelor's degree in cybersecurity at UCPI University.
That wasn't it. I'm looking. Let me look here closer. And
I earned my bachelor's degree in cybersecurity
that is not what I wanted.
2.5 years. UCPI University has all the
And for this part, we're going to use a different kind of music. And we're going to end my presentation here soon. All right? So hang on there with me. And to end this presentation, we're going to use a different type of music, but I want you to listen closely to what I have to say, because this is the practice that I'd like for you to begin as soon as possible, daily if possible, and you can edit it and create it in whatever way it makes you feel good. With music, create a rap, sing it to yourself, recite it to yourself, whatever way it may work. Write it up and post it on your mirror in the bathroom, on the kitchen, in the kitchen, in the refrigerator, whatever works for you. Here it goes. These are the hang drums. They look like flying saucers, metal flying saucers, and they drum against them. It's a very particular sound. Let's take it in. Let's just breathe right now. Breathe in. Breathe out. It's wonderful privilege that we have to breathe. Keep breathing. And I'd like you to continue taking deep breaths. Go to your mirror or just sit and keep breathing and think about what I'm about to say. If only for a moment, stop and step outside of yourself. Take a good, hard look at yourself. Look at who you are, at who you have become. Then smile. Look into your eyes with gentleness, with love. and say to yourself, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love the light in you. I love and accept the dark in you. I cherish you with all my heart. I am with you every step of the way, every step of your journey. I am here. I love you. I love you. I love you in spite of the things you've said and done you shouldn't have. I love you despite the things you didn't say and do when you could have. I love you. I accept you. Then step back into yourself. Breathe. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be. Think before you speak. Think before you act. Speak and act when you need to. And say the words that come from your heart when they need to be said. To protect yourself, to protect others, to stand up for your beliefs and your rights and that of others. Because we are one. We are all one, and only together will we be able to transform each and every one of our lives and that of others. You don't have to do a big heroic thing and go across the world just smiling at someone in the day, exchanging a glance can help transform someone's day. Kindness. Not because you want something from someone, or you think, just in case I need something from that someone, I'm going to be kind. I'm going to give of myself. Just go the extra mile. I love you. I love you. I love you. May the rest of the year be filled with the thought that in your heart you have self-love, compassion, respect, that your values are the focus of your actions and your words. Renew joy daily every hour if necessary. Stay up here with your vibration as high as possible, as positive as possible, by simple acts of kindness. A lot of people think that ascension is going up and ooh, no. It's just being better. It's being who you truly are. A spirit in a body. Much love. And have a great 2019. And I'll reach out again for another strategy. Peace and love, compassion, self-love, and love for others. And that anything that comes at you, anything, thoughts, words, actions, intentions, emotions that aren't aligned with your higher self, with your spirit, that it be transformed into love and light, that it goes back to wherever it came from, in love and light.